Happy Sunday. Gosh, I've only been home for, I don't even know now, 3 days, 4 days? I don't even know. And I don't want to leave my house for the rest of the year. As always, I'm going to just wait a couple minutes for people to hop on here, but I'm going to talk to you about prints. I do have chat enabled on here, so I should be able to see y'all's comments. If you have questions, whatever, go ahead and lay them on me. Yeah, that's what we're going to chat about today. All kinds of fun new stuff, mostly centering around vinyl prints. But I'm going to give it a couple minutes, and then we're going to catch up. We're going to chit chat. Like I just said, I have chat enabled, so I can see y'all's questions on the screen. If you have questions while we're going through all this stuff, lay it on me. But I have all kinds of fun new things to talk about, which is exciting. First of which, oh my gosh. Okay, so if y'all are in the Facebook group at all, you've probably seen me making some announcements about in-house vinyl printing, and I'm going to show you a bunch of prints today. And I'm just adding prints like crazy. So lots of them are original artwork, but some of them, it's going to be a mixture always. I am not using any AI generated art. I won't. So I've had a lot of questions about that. Makers, you guys are saying, oh, I don't want to use it because it's not ethical, and it's not, in my opinion. And then also saying that it's banned at a lot of the shows you go to, which I totally understand. So any art that I don't create myself will be licensed from small businesses. So most of them that you're going to see today are licensed from small businesses. But anyway, I just thought I would touch on that. That's an important factor for me to put out there because I've had a ton of questions about it. And I know everybody's a little like weirded out by the whole AI thing for different reasons. But I have a couple of interesting things to show y'all today. And before we hop super into the prints, this is kind of a quick one. I want to talk to y'all about this. If you've seen me at shows, y'all have been asking me about this. Let me see if I can zoom you out. I think I can. Hi, Krista. This one's for you. My double-sided tape. This is the double-sided tape I've been using for years. I'm sorry, I can't zoom out. I thought I could. This is like, what did I look it up? It's more than this. It's like 154 feet or something. It'll take you forever to go through. I've been working on this one for like a year. I use it all the time. I've used it for years. It's my favorite double-sided tape, and you can find it on the website now. It is available. This is a genuine 3M product. That's one of the reasons I really like it. But the other reason I really like it is it actually sticks. And I'm going to show you like live right now. I have some 600D waterproof canvas, OtterTex rubberback textured front, and I have some of your standard zipper tape. This is the only double-sided tape I sell. You guys know my thing is if I wouldn't use it, I don't sell it. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with other stuff. This is my thing. So I have a roll here outside of the package, and I'm going to show you guys. This is why it's my favorite. For one, and this is on the website right now. Let me find the beginning of the roll here. It's typically pretty easy to find. No scissors needed. Okay, to cut this is a tissue tape. So not only does it stick, the paper comes off easily, and you don't need scissors to pull it, or to cut it off, I mean. So the other thing I really like about it, it's thin, so it stays out of the seam allowances, but I use this for all my applique. I use it for all of my, everything. It's the only thing I use. So for one, I'm going to show you guys, I'm showing you in real time right now. I typically just kind of like give it a good rub, and then I can use my fingernail. Of course, today it doesn't want to cooperate, but typically it's very easy to come off. There you go. And it sticks really well to zipper tape. So here's the textured side of the waterproof canvas. This is the rubbery side. So of course it's going to stick to the rubbery side. But when I'm making zipper sandwiches, man, like there's nothing more annoying to me than when the tape doesn't stick. So I just kind of stuck that down there, and then I'm folding it back, and like it's stuck. Doesn't mean it's stuck for like ever, but it's stuck. Like it will hold. I'm lifting this by the tape. This is why this is my favorite double stick tape. It's the only one I use. It will come off if I peel, Do you hear how stuck it is? Like, it's stuck nicely, and it is repositionable. And then I sew through it all the time, and it doesn't gum up my needles. Obviously, everybody's machine is like a little bit different. I'm gonna try to like peel it off. Do you see, since I left the piece on here, it's stuck to the canvas now. I love this tape, and I'll never use another tape. Like, it's stuck. So that's my little demo for you. I know you've been asking me for a billion years because you guys have been buying this at the shows. I've had it. I now finally have it in stock and available on the website. So anybody who's been looking for my favorite double stick tape, who bought it at a show, I know Krista, she's been harassing me about it for like a year. I just needed to get my button gear. I also needed to just bring it in an amount that you guys could, you know, buy it at, where I would have it in stock all the time. So I've got a ton of it, and it's there on the website. Check in the menus. It's just labeled as my favorite double stick tape. So that is new since the last time we talked, on the website anyway. So it's there for you, and I hope you love it. I love it, and it's the only one I ever use. So let me roll this up out of the way, and then we're going to talk about prints and maybe some other stuff. Hi, Paula. Yeah, like I said, I have chat enabled on the screen up here above you guys, or whatever, up here, and I can see it because I'm looking down. So if you have questions throughout this, lay them on me, and I will do my best to answer them. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the first thing that you guys are looking at, and this, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a hard one to capture in person. If you were just at the show in Orlando, you saw some of these panels at my booth, and they were what I call dynamic panels or dynamic prints. So what you're looking at right now, first off, let me rewind a little. My brain's getting ahead of itself. I have started printing in-house vinyl. Yay! So everything I'm going to show you today, I printed. I'm standing, the big giant printer is right over there across the room. And I print on demand now. So I've got two bases. I'm going to show you both bases today, and all of the prints on the website have a choice. Typically, you can just select textured base or standard smooth. This is the standard. This is the smooth. It's your normal, average, everyday marine vinyl you're used to. And the textured vinyl you have also seen from me and others before. It is what I refer to as a Saffiano vinyl. It's a cross-hatch texture. Both of these are a woven back. So again, what you're typically used to, no like stretch. You can interface them if you want to, but you don't have to. You can sort of see there's kind of a thicker drape here. Both bases are domestic friendly. Everything I sell is domestic friendly always, with the exception of like the really thick threads. Okay, so no worries about that. Really quick, I'm just going to show you this one. This is the textured base. I'm going to kind of get that up close to the screen so you can see the textured base. It just has a slight crosshatch to it. It is my favorite. I love them both, but this just really adds a little something, right, to me. I'm going to show it to you in a couple of prints. So you can choose from the standard smooth or the textured, whatever you like. And then you can choose from whole rolls. Everything is an 18-inch roll from my bag makers out there. So you get 18 by 52. Okay, and so the first thing we're looking at here is actually what is called a rapport, R-A-P-P-O-R-T. A rapport, and what you're actually looking at is a dynamic rapport. So the way we print dynamic prints, and I'm going to show you what's dynamic about it, when it's just kind of sitting there chilling, it looks normal, and you can actually see a little bit of the dynamic right there. Look at the bat's eyes. And yes, Krista, this is your print. Krista ordered one of these. So I want to show you, these are just the panels on the rapport, and then I'll go through to show you the rest of it. So on this particular panel, all of them are different. I designed them. This moon, just not the crater parts of the moon. Let me get a flashlight. The light in here is like not the greatest to try to show you. Let me get it to like reflect correctly. There you go. So you see the moon there? It has a lot of texture in person, and the whole moon is reflective, and there are like craters there. It's really hard to get on film, but I promise you in person, it's very pretty. And so then his eyes and his little wet nose are also dynamic. So hopefully that kind of like shows you a little bit. And then on the spider, let me show you in like the regular light, and I'll show you with the flashlight. This is just like a window, and then I have an overhead lighting. So his spider webs, I did like a glittery, it's not glitter, it won't come off. It's a different way that we print. And so just his spider webs have a little bit of a dynamic quality to them. That's why we call them dynamic. We did some of the little hairs on his legs and some of the little spots of web down here and some of these little kind of hairs, I guess, on him, so to speak. It almost sort of looks like snow. And so this particular rapport, and I'll show you how this is going to be laid out for all of them. These are smaller panels. They're all kind of sized a little different according to the art. So this is a standard size Mav Pack template. This is for the standard size Mav Pack, right? So these two guys, these are smaller panels, but that's what they're sized for. And so what a rapport is going to come with is typically 2, sometimes 3 panels, just is going to depend on which one you get, and it'll be specified in the picture. And so then what it also comes with, I apologize for zooming in so much. Let me see if I can back you up. I'm going to warn you about a camera shake here. Give me just a hot minute. Let me see if I can't zoom out the camera. It like won't let me. Okay, hopefully that's better. So you can see our 2 little panels up here, and this is a dynamic print. So it's going to come with a large section. This is 18 inches by 52 length. So this one is coming with some checkers that are specifically colored, some Harlequin Distress checkers. And then over here on this side of the panel, you get 2 more coordinates. So on this particular one, I designed a linen look that's in kind of a color that's sort of a grayish that goes really nice with both of these, as you can see. So it's a linen look. There's nothing dynamic about that. But what else is dynamic on here is this has a dynamic coordinate. So these are the same checkers, but then there are some spider webs on here, and I made them like a raised relief kind of style. And then if you can sort of see this, they have that thin, reflective, glittery quality. This is so hard to capture. I can see it in person, but getting it to reflect in the camera the right way is really hard. But in person, they are so pretty. There you go. Do you see when I roll over it? Just the white has a sheen to it. So it sews up the same way that all of the vinyl is going to sew up. You don't have to worry about anything like weird like that, but occasionally we will do dynamic prints when I feel like it merits it, right? So this one, you sew this up on the gusset of a bag and it looks totally normal until you catch it, in the right light. And then it just kind of has that extra something to it. So that's the deal with the dynamic prints. You can buy them in just the panels, you can buy the rapports, or you can buy each of these coordinates separately. This particular one I brought to the show with me and sold them very quickly, sold all the little spider panels. I didn't have the bat with me. And so I know a lot of you were asking, so I wanted to show you all what that looks like, what a dynamic, so when you see on the website, it's a dynamic print. That means some element of it is going to have this really cool effect to it. I can see if I can, as I stand here right now, they look totally, they're popping and look very, bright to me. This is so hard to get on camera, and I'm afraid of trying to, photograph these. They're just so hard. How do I get it to go in the camera? They pop a lot. And anybody who saw these, like I said at the show, everybody was asking me what is that? What's going on? Let me see if this helps. Sometimes it makes it worse. It's so hard to get the right angle. Grr. You can kind of see it there. I mean, in person, it's very, very bright, and I don't have any special lighting on it or anything. But on the camera, it's very hard to get it to show up. So I can't wait for, Krista ordered this one. She's going to receive it. I'm shipping it to her today, and she's going to sew it up and make something super cool, and then she's going to show all of us. Right, Krista? So anyway, if you ever see something listed as a dynamic print, that's what the dynamic means. Sometimes it'll be the eyes, sometimes it'll be other elements. See how reflective his eyeballs are? That's a much better representation, but the webs really pop in person. It's just very difficult on the camera. So let me toss this one aside, and then I'm going to show you guys some other prints I have around. So that was the standard base. This is another texture, just in time for Christmas and all of my plaid loving friends. I have several plaids on there. More plaids are coming. I'm adding prints all the time. This is the textured base again. So a little harder to see because of the print style on here. It's very subtle, but the feel has a really nice feel to it. So this is just that textured base. You can kind of see it there in the crosshatch. I think it looks phenomenal with plaid, but it looks really good with honestly anything. It really classes up a print in my opinion. So especially if you're making kind of some cartoon art, like somebody wants something that might be a little less adult, but you want to make it look adult, my suggestion would be to order it on the textured base. And each one of those has an option on the website for texture or standard. So this one is a favorite. So pretty. Look how pretty this floral is. Every time I see that, it's just beautiful. I have pretty big hands, like pretty big hands. So you can kind of tell the scale of the art. I do have on the website, there's a little ruler there, 6 inches by 6 inches to show you just how big everything is. I tried to size everything really nicely, thinking about those larger bags we like to make, specifically that new Saya swag, the Saya Sidekick bag would look amazing in something this size, but like a Trailblazer, like a large Tuesday tote, or like, you know, any of our larger scale bags that are not these little minis. But let's say you're an embroiderer, you do in the hoop. Again, this is the standard size map. It's pretty little. So my hands are kind of on the edge of that. I mean, even in the hoop bag, I tried to size everything really good and not go huge, but not go tiny. I am not a fan of micro art personally. So most of the art you're going to see is going to have a really nice scale. Roll that one up. So that, again, I guess I could have shown you close up, was the textured base. You can get it on either, but I love that crosshatch base. Look what detail it adds to those flowers. And this sews up so beautifully. It's totally domestic friendly. Both bases are. So just want you to know that. This just happens to be stuff, by the way, that I printed up last night. So this one is one of the Starfish Beach prints. It is beautiful, if I do say so myself. You're a summer girly. So this kind of like fades from wave to beach, wave to beach. It is so pretty. The colors are so bright. Like corals, pinks, really pretty dusty blues. I love this one. And it was very popular at the show. I sold all of these that I brought with me. So that's the Starfish Beach. And these are, again, just random prints that I was like, oh, I need to get more pictures of these. So this one is really fun for all my plant ladies out there. Plant parents, I should say. Men too. Succulents. So these are a nice size, again, on a larger scale. This one's about 1 3/4 inch tall. This guy's a little bit, or my hands, bigger. Probably like 1, 2, almost 3 inches tall on that guy. So larger scale. You know, think about a big bag panel. But again, even a little math pack. How cute. That's the original size too. I like to go bigger myself. But the print colors, they are stunning. I love them. One thing I will personally be staying away from, and no offense if you're into this, get on with your bad self. I am not a fan of kitty art. When I say kitty art, I am referring to stuff that looks like when you walk into like your kid or your grandkid's classroom, right? And it's pinned up on the bulletin board, like little, you know, ABC 1, 2, 3 stuff. That's amazing if that's the stage of life you're in and you're into that stuff. I'm not going to be printing a lot of that because I'm just personally not into that. So I'm not going to be doing like, you know, little kid looking stuff. I want to do kind of more mature, more adult. You guys know that I'm into tone on tone prints. You know that I'm into kind of like secret fandom. So I'll do some on the nose stuff, but I also really like something that when you see it from far away, it's like, oh, that's a pretty bag. And then you get up close and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a, you know, Wonder Woman bag. That's so cool. And it doesn't scream like Harry Potter or like Wonder Woman across it. So some of it will be a little on the nose, but a lot of it is not going to be, and I'm not going to do a lot of little kid art. That's just not something that's going to happen. So, anyway, I'm working on getting all of these guys up on the site. There's a listing for them. These are the Potter plaids, the house plaids. So this is the Slytherin. It's just a nice, pretty green, silver black. It's a larger scale. Again, mav pack for scale. So you can get a lot of the print in it, you know, on a normal size bag, but it's not tiny. I am not a fan of tiny stuff. You guys know I like big stuff, my big hardware, my big prints, my big bags, all that. This one, I also really like nostalgia. I found these from a small artist and I love them. And so I had to run them. These are vintage geese. Like, tell me your grandma or your auntie or your old lady neighbor growing up did not have these sheets or these kitchen curtains. I love these so much, and I love the dusty colors. They're so cute. They just make me happy. I really need to find like it's gonna sound weird, but like an old lady bag pattern to make like a hip new modern version, but then also using this very nostalgic print. That's kind of where I'm like, where my mind is at. I just had to have the vintage geese. So anyway, you guys know I love my geese too. I have my one of my original tags, the handmade for a silly goose, right? And I have not these tags, right? My little goose with its bonnet. So I have redrawn the goose. New tags will be coming soon, probably in a couple months. I just need to get my button gear, getting all the files together, but I have made probably 10 or 15 new tag files, and I just haven't been able to get them together yet. But I drew all of them, and one of them says it's got the goose, but instead of a little bonnet and instead of a little chuffed happy face, he has a very serious face, and he's wearing a little tie, a necktie, and it says, I believe it says handmade for a serious goose. Instead of a silly goose. So I think I did handmade instead of handcrafted on that one, but I can't remember. I'd have to look at my file, and I need to turn it into my manufacturer. But anyway, more geese are forthcoming. I love the geese. This one is from a collection of watercolor florals, and there's like 5 or 6 colorways. So this one is available now along with its cohorts. It is beautiful. This is a dark base. It's like a navy mixed with black. You've got grays. You've got blush pinks. You've got whites and creams. This is not a metallic gold, but it is a gold. It's beautiful. This one was probably the most popular, but there's an iteration of it with seafoam green and blush pink and peach. And that one was the second most popular when I did the wall drop for these. So in time, there will be the whole collection available of these online. I'm just working on adding the files. Make sure you follow if you use the shop app, make sure you follow the store, because it'll show you when we get like new stuff, when I list new things. But isn't that pretty? So excited about that. This one is part of the Alcohol Inks collection. One of several of my Facebook members asked for alcohol inks. So these are all black and beige and creams, neutrals, grays with like this spray in it. There's a honeycomb version. There's these circles. There's like a digital camo looking version of this where it's like squares all together. And so that's part of the geometric alcohol ink collection. A whole bunch of them. So you can mix and match, do one. This would be beautiful with a solid black or pop of color. The beige handmade webbing would be stellar with this colorway. Yeah, there's so many options with these. So again, big bags, small bags, little stuff, little accent, do the whole bag in this. Just lots of kind of less on the nose stuff. Just pretty classy adult, funky fun. I had to throw this one in here because you guys know I'm a sucker. Everybody's a sucker for Stitch. And while I am staying away from a lot of the cartoony stuff, I loved that this one, the artist did tattoo art. So little camera shake there. This is tattoo art. And so I was like, okay, well, it's tattoo art and it's really cute. And I couldn't get over that. So about 2.5 inch or so scale on stitch here. So not super huge, not super small. And yeah, I just love it. And the blue is the perfect blue to go with the 626 blue that I carry on the website in a couple of colors. So that, yeah, is just pretty. It's just pretty and I liked it. You can kind of see this is a bright red handmade webbing. So these colors are like a little slightly dusty. Really pretty. Really pretty. So yeah, I have a million more prints and I could sit here and show you guys stuff all day. And y'all just saw me at the show, so you saw a bunch of other prints there. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff and I just need to keep focusing on getting them all on the site, and I'll just be adding a bunch of stuff. I'm about to sit down and work on Christmas files. If you're in the Facebook group, I previewed a bunch of those and I'm excited for them. So I think I will be doing those in probably a dynamic rapport. I'm thinking I want to make some of these prints with ornaments that are like MCM, mid-century modern Christmas. They're like blown glass ornaments, and I'm going to do them in a larger scale. And I think it'd be so pretty to make those dynamic where the ornaments like reflect. So I think that'd be really neat, but I'm going to work on it. We'll see what I come up with. So I will have some rapport options for that. And then I'll have some just standard like rolls, regular rolls of like whole pattern, whole coordinate. Yeah, so then you can get started on your Christmas sewing, which is the perfect time because I know Halloween is like at the end of the week, and then Mariah Carey defrosts, and it's Christmas time. So, yeah, that's what happens. Oh my word. Other news, other recaps, other stuff that's new. Oh my gosh, so many things. Really just the printing thing. I've been working on this for almost 2 months now, since like August, September, I guess. And it's just been a whirlwind of a month. And I'm just going to touch on this kind of briefly. A lot of you guys have been sending me messages about IVF stuff and curious and want to know updates and are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be too personal, but also you talked about it and then never talked about it again. I am still currently going through IVF. I have been doing all the hormones and the shots and all the things. I was doing really well on the drugs last time I updated you guys, which was in, I don't know, August, September, I don't remember. And not that same day that I told you guys, oh, I've been doing really good on the drugs. It hasn't even been affecting me. I woke up that night with what we thought was something induced from the hormones, but we really just think it was really horrible food poisoning. I was sick for like 24 hours. I've never been so nauseous and sick in my life. I was getting sick. It was very bad. Got over that pretty quick, went to the doctor. They were like, we don't think it's anything to do with this. Oops, sorry. So anyway, once I recovered from that, we did retrieval right after that, which means when they go in and take, the eggs that they are able to get to fertilize and all that for later transplanting. Then that's kind of the 2 main stages of IVF, going to retrieval and then transferring them and hoping that you can get a pregnancy from those. I have not done a transfer yet because we did not have the greatest of success with retrieval. It wasn't the worst case scenario, but it was not great. It started off really well and then kind of quickly declined very fast. They don't really know why. A lot of the eggs, they got a ton and they were like, yeah, this is amazing. And then they didn't grow the way that they were supposed to. And so they all kind of dropped off like a few hours to like a day later, a couple days later. So we ended up with a very small amount to send off, to be fertilized. And then even when that happened, numbers declined even more pretty rapidly. So we ended up with a pretty low rate of success in that. And nobody's really sure why. It's just something that happened. I'm a little young to be having that problem, but for those of you who aren't aware, because we've kind of talked about this, we've been trying to conceive for 10 years and it's never worked and nobody knows why. On paper and in every test, and we've had all the tests multiple times, even the rare ones, to try to figure out if we had like genetic disorders or something. there's nothing wrong. They're always like, oh, you'll be fine. But like, we're not. So anyway, hence the IVF now. So we're kind of like, we're getting too old for this. I will be 36 in December. And so it's like, we need to do this or not do this and figure out, you know, make it happen or don't. And so that's kind of where we're at. So anyway, that's kind of the update. I haven't really said a whole lot for two reasons. One, I'm sure some of you on the other side of the camera are going like, oh my gosh, and wanting to say all the things. And I will just tell you, it's so sweet that you guys are thinking of us and thinking of me. And no, I don't mind if you ask me. The reason I haven't said anything unless people ask is because in this realm, having been dealing with this for 10 years, I have learned that people don't know what, I will use this expression a lot, people don't know what to do with their hands. When you don't have stellar news in regards to something that people typically regard as like a miracle or like so exciting or happy, which is babies, when you don't have good news, people don't know what to say. And so they devolve into this sort of toxic positivity word dump, right? Of like, oh, you just need to relax. Oh, it will happen. Oh, this, oh, that. And they start with the platitudes. And I gotta tell you, not that you asked, but like some advice. If you know somebody going through infertility, we're not looking for you to say negative things because that's not helpful either. But the super positive, over the top, oh, you just need to relax. You just need to practice more. You just need to do this. You just need to do that. Here, drink this tea. Go get acupuncture. All those things, they're not helpful. Honestly, the most helpful thing, in my opinion, at least for me, is just when people are very realistic and they just are like, man, that sucks. That really stinks you're going through this, and I'm sorry. Like, that's the best possible thing, because all the things that you're thinking of saying that I know you feel like are so helpful, everybody's saying them, and they're not helpful. It's really frustrating, and honestly, in the history ever of someone being stressed or unhappy about something, when has telling them to relax ever helped? Telling somebody to relax doesn't make them relax. So I know everybody means well and like it's totally fine, but that's why I haven't said anything, because it turns into that. And then I, the person who's going through this thing that's not super pleasant, and having a lot of big emotions and financial heartache and just all the stuff that comes with infertility, I end up having to like either console myself through their platitudes, or like, you know what I mean? It's hard. So, just a little blip about that. Like, no worries. Nobody has, like, this time around, nobody has said anything so, you know, bad or whatever. But I just thought you should know. People are asking and then they're like tentative because they want to know, and I have no problem telling you at all. I've dealt with this. I've been here for a long time. But it's kind of like I don't really have good news to share, so I just didn't really, It's a hard spot to be. I wasn't anticipating this was going to be, I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't expecting these results, you know? As a person who's on this side of it versus you guys on the other side, if you're on the other side, you have to deal with your own, like, what would I call it? Sorry, that's the printer making a lot of noise. Tell us what you think, printer. Anyway, it's almost done. Sorry. Okay, maybe it's not. I thought it was almost done. It's almost done. Anyway, you have to deal with what I would call like your own unrealistic expectations. And after dealing with this for 10 years, I am trying to just be realistic. And the real answers and the real whatever of all of this is we just don't know. Nobody knows why it doesn't work. Nobody knows how to make it work. Science has a very limited window into what they can view with all this stuff. Okay, really, printer? This is going on for a really long time. I don't feel like that's normal. I hope that's not really loud for you guys. Sorry, it's really loud for me. And I'm mic'd, so I feel like the microphone is gonna pick up on this. Yikes. it goes through like these little cleaning phases. And so since I'm not printing anything right now, it's like cleaning itself and doing maintenance, but it's so loud. Anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on. And you got to deal with your own feelings. There you go. Now it's done. So you got to deal with your own feelings and your own like weird thoughts, and then other people's as well. If you kind of like, you know, share too much and then they don't know what to do with their hands, and then they want to be like overly positive, happy for you because they don't want to say bad things. And then, you know, it's just a weird dance. It's a weird spot to be in. So, just know, I know nobody means to be unkind. You want to say like the happiest, most positive, and all the good vibes and like the prayers and all those things. Like, that's amazing. Like, I'm not disparaging that, but sometimes like the platitudes and I got to tell you guys, for 10 years I've been dealing with this. I have had friends show up at like lunch and bring me like pregnancy tea. I've had friends who were also trying to get pregnant and then show up and give me their unused, not the used ones, their unused ovulation kits. Like, oh, I don't need this anymore. Here you go. It'll like, they were lucky for me and I'm pregnant now. So here you go. And I'm like, oh, congratulations. Thank you. This lunch is horrible now. And then, you know, you get in the car and cry afterward. You know, it's just hard. So people want so very badly to be helpful. And honestly, the most helpful thing you can do is just be there for your friend or family member. If they say this sucks, or like they're telling you something, like you're asking them, hey, how's this going? And they don't have super positive news, because a lot of it is often not. Don't like just try to wash over it and be like, oh, well. And I'm going to say this knowing I might get a little pushback on it. I know it's not the same. But think about if you were talking to someone who like had cancer, or like knew that they were going to pass away, or knew that they had like this not great thing going on. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to look at someone when they tell you about this really crappy thing and be like, oh, well, you know, you just need to relax. You'll be fine. Of course you wouldn't. You'd be like, wow, friend, I'm so sorry. And that's terrible. And I'll be here for you with whatever you need. What can I do to help you? Like, your friends with infertility need that same treatment, not like, oh, we'll just pray harder, or just relax, or, you know, all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't really work that way. So anyway, that's that. Otherwise, we're fine. Like, things are fine. It's just very busy over here. I don't know about you guys, but this has been like, especially the latter half of this year, is like when it rains, it pours. All the things came at once. Just all of them. Personal, my husband's job stuff, business stuff, this medical stuff, and infertility IVF stuff. It's just like, here, have everything on the buffet. So I've just been very quiet because I've been busy, but we're good. We're good. Everything's good. And the last show of the year is over. Thank God. It was so fun, but I'm exhausted. I've done so many shows this year, and I got to tell you, next year, I'm gonna like do less. I keep telling my husband, I keep like taking things off the shelf and then putting them back. Like, no, thank you. Never mind. So anyway, that's kind of, it's not it, but that's sort of all I had to like chit chat about this morning. Just prints. So many fun prints. So I'm going to go photograph these and get them on the website, and then work on some more stuff, work on Christmas. P.S. You guys know about the new Lynn's Handmade launch, I assume, the Saya Sidekick backpack. And we have templates for that. And holy moly, you guys have been kicking my butt. Like, I'm not mad in any way, but oh my gosh, it's a really cute backpack, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, it's big. And the template sets are huge. So I have been running templates nonstop now since like late Thursday night. And every time I make like one template set, 2 more orders come in, and I am trying as fast as my little feet can. There's a set running right now. And when it's over in a few minutes, I'm going to go do another one. Holy moly. So like, it's amazing, but like, oh my gosh, I did not anticipate the amount of enthusiasm. You guys always surprise me. So, yeah, oof, it's another one of those things. Like, stuff's been going nuts. Such a good problem to have, but wow, been crazy. So I'm going to go take pictures, and I hope you enjoy your Sunday and you have a good start to your week. And I will, I'm sure, be kind of more back to my regular schedule pretty soon. I'm still recovering from show stuff and teaching and all the fun times that I just had at the show in Orlando. And yeah, wow, it's just been a lot. And now I'm getting ready to, like, I feel like a bear. I'm getting ready to hibernate a little bit in my house. We have to leave in December. And my husband we had to cancel our vacation that was supposed to happen after the So Bestie trip, for lots of personal reasons, just all kinds of stuff going on. And so we are planning a tiny little getaway, back to Orlando. We're just going to fly in for a couple days and fly back out. And we're just staying for like 2 days, 2 nights, just to have some time together. Cause like he's going out of town in a couple of days and he's going to be gone forever. And I was just gone for like a week. We're like ships passing in the night. He's pretty much only here to give me hormone shots, I feel like, at this point, and it's exhausting. So, yeah, we're gonna go have some fun. So if you happen to be in Walt Disney World, I see so many of you guys when I'm there. It's so funny. Like, I recognize you and run up and I'm like, let's take a picture. So if you happen to be there 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, we're going November like 10th through like the 13th, I think is when we check out or something. So like we arrive on the 10th, so like basically the 11th and 12th. If you're going to be there, we would love to see you. So say hi if you see us. And the shop will remain open. I have my assistant who's here part-time, like 3 days a week. And so she fulfills orders when I'm gone. And so no worries about that. At this point, my little college student intern girly, her name is Sydney. She's super sweet. And so I still fulfill your orders most of the time, but when I'm not here, she does it. So anyway, that's what's been going on. Just tons of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff, but I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you're catching up on things. I hope all of our friends who went through the hurricanes are getting caught up too, because I know we were really worried about lots of people, including our friends in Orlando. We know so many of you guys in Orlando, and we were kind of scared for you guys. So I'm glad that things seem to have worked out really, really well, but we were freaked out. So anyway, that's all I got. I'm sure I can come up with more, but I'm too exhausted. And my timer is about to go off for my next set of Saya templates. So if you ordered one of those, they're coming. I promise. I'm going as fast as my little legs and hands and laser can work. Yeah. But it's coming. They're coming. I got a big bunch to take to the post office tomorrow. I'm going to take a peek really quick at these comments. Not a lot of questions. Krista says she's already thinking about things she's going to do for a tote bag. So yeah, now I'm on the train. This is Krista's fault. I blame her. We were talking about Christmas prints last night. Myself and she were conversing, and then I had a separate conversation with Sonia, another customer friend, and we were all talking about sewing Christmas stuff, and now you guys make me want to sit down and sew, and my sewing room is currently dismantled. That's another personal thing we're doing. I think I told you guys we're flip-flopping my sewing room. So the room that you guys used to see in my filmed videos was my personal sewing room, and it was pretty big. And I have since like dismantled, destashed, and just kind of Marie Kondo'd like the whole thing. By the way, just as an aside, if you live in Arlington, Texas, there's a Goodwill and a Salvation Army over there. I have been visiting like weekly in droves with truckloads of sewing stuff. Just things or other craft supplies, crochet, hand embroidery, all these things I used to do. I still have some of that stuff, but I have collected and inherited things over the years, and they are not serving me anymore. So I am like, have I touched this in 5 years? Nope. Am I going to? Nope. It's going to the donation center. So I've been doing that. So if you're looking for craft supplies and sewing stuff, tons, and I mean tons. I think I've done like 4 or 5 truckloads, my F-150 worth of stuff, just all the craft things. I sewed for charity once upon a time, and I had a lot of leftover material from that I no longer use, flannel, other stuff like that. Oh, and it's been so cathartic. So in between all the other stuff going on, I have been dismantling rooms and flip-flopping them. So soon, you guys are probably going to see some content if you're interested setting up my new sewing room. It's a very small room and it's cozy and cute, and it's going to need a lot of storage and stuff to try to figure out how to make it all work. So I am going to be building some things, and I have some different furniture that I bought off like Wayfair and different places to make the storage work. And I'm not even setting that up right now. I'm currently in the old room, the one you guys used to see filming, the large room, because the big printer has to go in here, the laser has to go in here, all my shop inventory that I sell to you guys. So woven tags, hardware, bag kits, templates, vinyls, solid vinyls, waterproof canvas, double stick tape, all the things, t-shirts, magnets, all that stuff that I carry is going in this room, the bigger warehouse room. So yeah, my assistant and I have been working on swapping those and my house is a literal tornado disaster zone right now. So I'm slowly getting it put back together, and I'm not even focusing on the personal room at all. We're just getting my personal stuff into like boxes and putting it aside. I'll be organizing that later. I got to paint the room that it's going into, because that room I painted it years ago and it was really bad paint. If you guys know, if you've ever painted with bad paint, you know it. It's like painting with Elmer's glue and it never dries. It's like gloopy and it runs and it's thick. And then when you put on a coat, it peels off the previous paint. That's the paint that I used, and I hated it. And it was really dark. The whole thing it's just bad. So, yeah, I need to paint that room before I can get like stuff set up. Life is just lifing right now. It'll be fine. It's all first world problems for the most part, but I'm just tired and I want quiet and consistency back a little bit. So I'm desperately trying to claw my way back to that. Yeah, it'll be fine. But for now, everything is a mess. And part of the problem is we've been gone so much this year at shows. So every time I get a little bit of momentum, we have to stop, get ready to leave, go to a show, and then I'm exhausted for a week after the show, and then same thing again. So I swear we haven't even been here for one whole month this year. Like, there's not been one total 30 calendar days that we've been here because we keep leaving for shows. It's crazy. So I have loved every minute of it, but now I'm tired and I'm going to hibernate in my house. And some of you know, and I might share a little bit of it, December is our 10-year wedding anniversary. And my mother-in-law is throwing a spectacular party that she's very excited about, and we're very excited about too. And so we do have to leave for that. And I'm excited for the party, but I'm bummed to leave my house. I don't want to. Right now, me is exhausted, and I keep telling my parents, like, late November me is going to be excited. Right now, I'm too tired to be excited. So, just recouping. That's it. Well, that's not it. Like, working super hard, doing a ton of things, moving all these rooms across the house. Also, I carry the heaviest inventory ever. Hardware is super heavy and vinyl is super heavy, and I cannot tell you how much of it I have to move right now. A whole like warehouse worth. I don't know why I couldn't have picked something lighter to sell. Anyway, okay. Well, bye for now. I think that's it. I'm going to go list some more prints and work on some files and some Saya templates and all kinds of other things. So I'll see you guys later. It was nice to chat. Goodbye.